Ever feel like life's just too much? Like you're stuck at the bottom of a pit with no way out? Jordan Peterson's got some brilliant insights on how to climb out, step by step, and turn even the toughest struggles into something meaningful. Let's dive into what he shared in this incredible conversation. Picture this: a guy so down he couldn't even get out of bed. Chronic pain, broken neck, the works. Peterson worked with him, and the first step wasn't some grand leap. It was just sitting up for 30 seconds. That's it. The idea here is to start so small you can't fail. When you're in a rough spot, don't aim for the top of the mountain right away. Find something tiny you can do today, like making your bed or even just standing up for a moment. Now, here's where it gets practical. Peterson says you've got to make that task small enough that you'll actually do it. No excuses. Maybe you've got a messy room but can't face it all. Start by just looking at one drawer for a minute. If that's too much, cut it even smaller. Maybe just open the drawer. The key is to shrink it until you know you'll follow through. Success builds on success. But what about helping someone else who's struggling? Peterson's take is gold. Don't rush in with fixes. Instead, just listen. Really listen. Ask questions like, "What's bothering you most?" Or "What happened today?" Keep digging until they figure out what's really going on. It's not about you solving it. It's about them finding clarity while you're there to guide them. Ever get that nagging feeling something's off but can't pin it down? Peterson calls this circumambulation, kind of like circling around the problem. Write down or think through everything that might be bugging you. Work, family, that argument last week. Lay it all out. Most of it won't matter, but you'll spiral in toward what does. It's like clearing the fog to see the real issue. In relationships, communication can feel like a battlefield. Peterson suggests asking your partner, "If this problem were fixed, what would it look like?" Get them to paint a picture of the solution. Maybe they're upset you're distracted. Would better mean a phone-free dinner? Having a clear goal makes it easier to work together instead of guessing. And when you're figuring out what to do, test it out together. Peterson told a hilarious story about a guy who was supposed to vacuum his room but left the vacuum cleaner leaning in the doorway for a week, stepping over it. They adjusted the plan, made it smaller, and tried again. Point is, agree on something doable, give it a shot, and tweak it if it flops. It's teamwork, not perfection. Facing something scary, Peterson's got a method for that too. Say you're terrified of elevators. Start by just looking at one from across the hall. Feel okay? Step closer. It's about inching toward the fear until you're not paralyzed by it anymore. Same goes for anything. Public speaking, the gym. Start where you're shaky but still standing, then push the edge a bit. Here's a big one. Be honest. Peterson's adamant about this. Lies, even little white ones, pile up and bite you later. Tell the truth now about how you feel, what you want, so you don't end up tangled in a mess downstream. Imagine skipping that "I'm fine" when you're not. It's tough, but it clears the path. What about those deep wounds from way back? Peterson says you can heal them by going back to where you went wrong. Think of a time you made a bad call. Maybe you stayed quiet when you should have spoken up. Figure out what you should have done instead, then start living that way now. It's like rewriting the story with a better ending. In marriage or any close relationship, Peterson's got a rule. Set aside time, 90 minutes a week, to really talk. Treat it like a meeting for your home business. Sit down, hash out what's wrong, and plan how to fix it. It's not glamorous, but it keeps small issues from exploding into chaos. And when tensions flare, swap out old habits for new ones. Peterson shared how a couple tackled this. She'd sulk when ignored, so they agreed she'd say, "Hey, I need you." Instead, first tries were clumsy, but they stuck with it, gently nudging each other along. It's about building something better, together. Finally, Peterson flips the script on identity. Instead of chasing fleeting stuff like status or quick thrills, take on responsibilities that matter. Family, community, something bigger than you. It's not just duty, it's purpose. Start small, like helping a neighbor, and watch how it grows. This isn't about overnight miracles, it's about steady, honest steps, sometimes tiny ones, that stack up into something huge. Peterson's seen it work for people on the brink, and it's a roadmap anyone can follow. So, what's your first move?